G'day guys, welcome to episode 57 of Ask Jack D. Today I take a question from Twitter asking, do you need to be cutthroat in order to succeed, or can you be gentle and altruistic and come from that kind of a space while still succeeding? And I think my answer to this genuinely dispels a lot of the myths around what we need to be in order to be successful, because the truth is we don't need to be anything, and often it's those that are most gentle are often the most tough.
So the pilot came with me. I'm here doing God's work. On a mission, had to listen and just observe on the world stage.
G'day guys, welcome to episode 57 of Ask Jack D. Today we take a question from Rimmer on Twitter, who asks, Jack, do you need to be a cutthroat, sassy businessman to succeed, or can a timid, altruistic individual achieve commercial success? Rimmer, I really like this question because I think it speaks to one of the, most common myths around business and commercial success, and that is that you have to be a certain way. And the answer is no, you don't. If you look at those who have achieved a high level of success, if you look at Richard Branson and Warren Buffett, and you look at Oprah, and you look at Nelson Mandela, and you look at Einstein, or anybody that's achieved a high level of success, you look at Jay-Z in music and clothing, the only thing that they all have in common, the only thing that they all do the same, is that they all do it differently, and they all did it differently, and they all did it differently according to who they are as individuals. I think there's a preconceived notion, particularly today in business, that you need to be an extrovert and you need to be charismatic and all of that sort of stuff, and you simply don't. Right? Some of the most successful people, like if you look at Branson, and he does a lot of charismatic stuff like jumps off buildings and hot air ballooning and space travel and all of that sort of stuff. But if you actually look at him do an interview, or if you look at him address an audience, he's highly introverted, he's a little bit socially awkward, and he's not overly charismatic in an extroverted sense. He's a very charismatic person, but a highly introverted charismatic person, which works. If you look at an interview with Elon Musk, he speaks so softly and has to try and find his words, and he's not a overly charismatic individual. However, in my view, he's the most impressive entrepreneur on the planet right now, right? So you don't need to be extroverted, loud, charismatic, anything like that. You certainly don't need to be cutthroat, right? There's a lot of people that haven't been cutthroat. There's a lot of people, Branson is a bit of both. He can be cutthroat behind the scenes, but he is also quite driven altruistically and does a lot of not-for-profit stuff and a lot for the betterment of the planet. I'm going to finish this episode with a quote from a very well-known author called C. Joy Bell-C, who says, "You're going to meet many people with domineering personalities, the loud, the obnoxious, those that noisily stake their claims in the territory and everywhere else they set foot on. This is the blueprint of a predator. Predators prey on gentleness, peace, calmness, sweetness, and any positivity they can sniff out as weakness. Anything that is happy and at peace, a mistake for weakness. It's not your job to change these people, but it's your job to show them that your peace and gentleness do not equate to weakness. I have always appeared to be fragile and delicate, but the thing is, I am not fragile and I am not delicate. I am very gentle, but I can also show you that gentle also possess a poison." Okay, she's losing me a little bit here. But she goes on to talk about silk and how silk can be very a soft fabric, but it's incredibly tough. It's incredibly hard to tear. So I think some of the best business people, I'm a very, inside, I'm a very gentle, soft person, right? I'm an absolute love bug. My people know that if they see me, we're probably gonna hug, right? That's just me. And I would also like to hope that I'm nice and thoughtful and considerate and all of that sort of stuff. But I can still be incredibly tough when I need to be. And if I think somebody is trying to take advantage, or if somebody mistakes kindness for weakness, then I can also be very tough. So it's just about having that repertoire. If you're naturally an altruistic person, if you're naturally a gentle person, if you're naturally an introverted person, be that, own that. Just make sure that you know and that other people know that you can be tough when the context and the situation requires it. Rima, really good question. I hope that answers it. I look forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow.